Okay, this is my first Worlds annotated video for this year, 2026. This is May 5th, and we're doing Pump House, and we are starting right now. Here we coming up on the official start of the segment, and Mike Hurley, better known as Early Hurley, is taking off to get us going. For those of you that don't know, we got a little pace line going on 78 to get started. Hurley being the only current attack, and me kind of being at the front at this point early on. I'm not really chasing, but I'm trying to just pull through here so I don't clog things up, sliding over, and we'll get a little view of Clinton coming through and a bunch of other guys pulling through like they should. And I'm kind of just trying to catch my breath right now and make sure I'm good for the meat of the ride. And we're about to switch up the road here a little bit to show you what is kind of the first real attack that sticks. So we just cut ahead, and you just see Alex coming up in the greenish blue kit, and that is the last time you will see him. He is, I didn't know this at the time, he is pulling through, and I won't see it, but when he gets to the front of this line, he's going to just keep on going. We'll just watch for a second. Kind of still see him up there. He hasn't quite pulled all the way through yet. I'm kind of waiting to see the back of the line so I can pull through a second time. But you know, you can see 550 watts. You know, we're going pretty hard, so I'm kind of just trying to get through this section here. So this is always a tricky one. If it stops, it brings everybody back together, but it didn't really stop fully, just for a split second to slow down and then right back to green. And this is when the final move that gets the lasting breakaway happens. Sam is going to be in that break. He's in the purple kit right in front of me. He's moving up. I know that Hep is up the road, and I know that Alex is up the road, but I can't see Alex at the moment. I think he's just right in front of Hep. Somebody else followed along with Sam as he went. Whoever that is does not end up staying up there. I think it might be Cody. I'm not going to chase Hef, but that's got nothing to do with strategy. That was just pretty smoke. Okay, we skip ahead. The group of three, 2 or 3 is up the road. I'm only showing you this because it's pretty cool to watch descend in his semi-legal move there. See how quickly he accelerates. Pretty fun going down. Okay, skip ahead again. Now we're on the Don't Get Dropped segment, which is right past Bass Pro. I'm showing you this because you can see up ahead the group that's kind of staying away. And I'm pretty sure there's just 2 people in that group right now, Sam and Alex. There might be somebody else, but I'm not certain. And things are going to get a little hectic here. I was tired. I had just pulled through. Heart rate's at 152. That's pretty high for me, and already doing kind of a lot just to hold wheels at this point. Now this little spread out action here that we're seeing won't stick. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it comes back together shortly after you crest the top of this hill. But you never know. So I wasn't trying to do too much work because I was kind of on the limit as it was, but I am trying to kind of keep everybody in sight and make sure I don't get fully dropped. I think at this point I was kind of confident that nothing was going to stick away. You see the main group that's away up the road, and it looks like there are 3 riders, but honestly I don't know who. I know 2 are Sam and Alex. I don't know who the 3rd person is. This is something watching back, I feel a little bit upset that I should have just done a big pull right there. But you're kind of tired and you're doing the calculation in your head, like, I don't think anything up there is going to stick. So I'm just going to and I'm not really in the mood of selling out for everybody at this early in the ride. We still got a long way to go. So I just kind of pull through and keep the pace up and hope that they come back. It's easy to kind of look at this now when you're calm and rested and think, oh, why didn't you just do a massive pull and get up there? It'd be a good workout and it'd be cool to watch. But I was kind of thinking in this ride that I wanted to give a good effort on the final climb. So I was trying not to hide, but I was also trying not to do anything stupid. Of course, at this moment, I'm kind of regretting it because what 1 second ago looked like was a group that was about to come right back is at this point like, ooh, maybe they're gone. I think everybody else had a similar thought because you can see people are really picking it up after they caught our breath. So at this point, there's three groups. There's the main two that are way up there. You can see them real small. Then there's this other group that kind of got halfway and got stuck. And then there's us trying to just get back in the main field. Or I should say recreate the main field, which is what it'll become when we get there. We are going to catch that group. I think the next time I pull through, I'm going to cut it and move ahead to some fun stuff on Sickard Hollow because at that point it's clear we're catching back up. Yep. So Joseph flicks me through, and yeah, I'm going to end up rolling right in it. All right, cool move by half. We just jumped ahead to Sickard Hollow. I don't really know what to do here. I don't want to mess up his attack, but I also am like kind of stuck. I don't want to block everything. So I let him go, and then I see two people kind of pull through to follow him, and I figure, well, I'll maybe just follow their wheel. I'm not going to try to mess him up. And so I'm not going to come around Luke until he sits. Well, when he sits up, I kind of couldn't slide over behind him, so I thought I would kind of slow roll through. But it's clear that at this point, half had already sat up. That was a really great attack. I mean, it's super powerful, and I did my best not to mess him up. But I also don't want to clog up the right side and mess up the ride. Here's a skip ahead a little bit further on Sickard, and Clinton seems to be making a move, and I'm feeling not terrible at the moment. So I kind of try to follow. Well, he gaps me, so I'm not going to go too crazy trying to chase him, but I think what happens is Zach is going to make a move up there, and I'm just going to ride his wheel. So he eases up. And there it is. Heart rate went right down to 130, so why not? So this happens to me more often than I would expect, where I'll just kind of not really attack. And when I do attack, it doesn't work. But sometimes I just happen to be on the front, and I manage to just kind of roll off. I wish I could hold it. I tried here. So you can see we got a pretty good gap, and we're definitely going kind of hard. You know, you can see the gap in retrospect, but in real time, you have no idea. It's really hard to know what's behind you. I figured I'd pull through. And obviously, I am no GC threat because Zach has no interest in following me. I think at this point, I may have looked back and realized that I did have a little break. And so I didn't really want to be out in front here because it's hard to stay away. The real efforts are about to come, and there's like 3 climbs that come after this point, including the last one, which is the big one. And that's kind of where you need to be putting out effort and trying to get gaps. But it is what it is. It's a training ride. I'm out in front, and I just kind of went with it. I mean, it's hard to put out a ton of power there because it's downhill, but you can see I'm going 25 miles an hour at 300 watts. Heart rate is over 150. My max is probably 170. So 150, 155 is like a threshold heart rate for me. I just thought, what the heck? Let's just see what happens. I pretty much knew it was going to happen, but I didn't want to sit up either, so I just went with it. I thought at this point, we're not quite to the big downhill just yet. You can see it up ahead where there's that bend to the left. That's about where it starts to go downhill really fast. And I kind of thought, well, what if I just can get to that? You know, I can rail the turns, and maybe I can stay away and get a head start on some of those climbs. Or maybe somebody will bridge up to me. You never know. But what ends up happening, I mean, I look back and I can see an otter on the front, so I'm gonna have a chat with Joseph about that. Not really sure why that's happening, but I really wasn't that far ahead. You know, I mean, that's at this point it's pretty close, so it doesn't really matter much. Yeah, so now we're going downhill. It's hard to stay away from the group. I mean, I do get a pretty good gap here, but what ends up happening is as soon as it goes uphill, it just accordions right back. It's 40 miles an hour. Joseph is flying. He probably doesn't realize he's got a gap on everybody else. And at this point, him getting up to me would be useful because we'd be able to work together, do what he's thinking. Well, they're going to swallow me up pretty soon here, which pretty much coincides with the exact moment the road starts to turn back uphill. And then I am going to cut ahead to the final climb on Pump House because pretty much this group stays together until Pump House. And here we go. So I really wanted to. I think that's Clinton who went up the road early, which is super impressive. Probably not the most strategically minded move, but you know he really put a good effort to get up there. Important to remember it is a training ride. I just wanted to try to stay with these guys as long as I could. A lot of times I do too much work for myself coming into the climb, and then I just don't quite have it. And I did try to hold back this time to see how long I could stay with these really good climbers. And I just wondered like how much effort it takes really to stay with them. And then you can see in my little gauge there, it is a lot. I'm well over 450. It was, I mean, look at, I mean, it's just 487. I mean, I just obviously cannot hold that for 3 minutes. I can maybe do 400 for 3 minutes, but not at the end of Worlds. Well, I know I can do 400 for 3 minutes fresh, but at the end of Worlds, probably not. But even that wouldn't be enough. I mean, here I'm doing 380, 370, and I'm losing these guys still. It's not easy being 185 and 6'3". I'll just toast at this point. I mean, 57 heart rate. I really wanted to be on their wheel, but I'm just going to be willing to go a little deeper next time. Sort of cracked right there for a second. Dabs is putting out a lot of power, man. I mean, I was working my butt off trying to close that gap, and I just couldn't. Joseph is in the rear view there, and he does a ton of work to catch me. I mean, I look back, and it looked like he was kind of a ways back, but he came up on me pretty fast. And you can see I'm not sitting up here. 400 watts. Last little push. Unfortunately, this car jumps out in front of us. Probably had a little bit more in me just to finish strong, but it just didn't really make sense because I kind of had nowhere to go. And that's that. Tales from the middle of the pack. Fun, fun, fun. See you guys next time.